Baki is 100% confirmed to be fighting Sukune in the most recent chapter. Both are ready in their own way. Do not forget Jack Hanma calling out pretty much everyone to fight. Oliver got his redemption, yes. So what will we do next? Yujiro Hanma is the thickest and sussiest he's ever been. Is this the end of Sumo? Will Pickle return? The Baki manga has a lot to discuss, including how we still have 4 ongoing side mangas to enjoy. Let's begin. Baki vs Sukune is something I guess most of you don't care about too much. I'm in the same boat. We've already seen Sukune lose like 3 times. Yujiro came in and clapped in, Jack came in, got his glorious redemption, and then Oliver did the same. And then early in the arc we had that little exchange between Sukune and Baki where Baki kinda came out on top as well. The only way I can really argue for this taking place is if this is actually the ending of the Sumo arc, the ending of Sukune. However, I'm scared of one possibility. What if Baki actually loses this fight? Of course, it's most likely the case that this will be a sumo fight rather than a regular hand-to-hand match. However, Sukune claiming he's going to win in 10 seconds most likely won't be the case. Is this just Baki's confidence, which would make sense considering where he currently should sit power-wise? I'm just hoping Baki deals with Sukune and this is just the end of the arc, and then we can focus on something great, the Jack arc. It's been set up. We had the whole chapter of him just wanting to throw hands after clapping Sukune. Doppo has already had his warm-up fight with Keiha, who also returned in a recent chapter talking to Sukune, but he doesn't deserve any more, shine in the story whatsoever after his performance. Jack and Motobe need to have their redemption fight. Motobe saved his life in the Musashi arc, as if Jack was to fight Musashi, he probably would have died in that arc as well. Gaia I don't think is on Jack's level whatsoever. However, if they were to fight in the format of guerrilla warfare, that would be pretty interesting. What if Jack is planning to beat everyone at their own game or fighting them in their preferred environment? Jack vs Goki is also a rematch from the Maximum Tournament, with Jack being one of the few characters in the whole series being able to counter Goki's abilities, and to this day we don't really know how he did that. If Itagaki somehow brings any of that back, that would be pretty impressive because that was like 30 years ago. Katsumi is a character who goes up and down throughout the story. He goes from getting like protagonist vibes to being forgotten about, considering he hasn't really had his big moment since getting Retsu's arm, as his sumo fight was, to be honest, disappointing. I think his fight against Jack deserves to be one of the best. Of course, his rematch against Baki, we want that to be great, and then Jack finally getting the proper chance to fight Yujiro is something he definitely deserves. Baki had his chance, just give it to Jack. Now that I've mentioned Yujiro, will we finally get the Hanma family lore drop in the series? Or potentially Yujiro's other kids from this one scene that's been discussed amongst the most in the whole fandom? That's all cool stuff we definitely want, but will we get it? Including stuff about Yuichiro as well. One of the most fan favorite characters considering the very little amount of screen time he actually has in the series. We do have the Pickle Arcs anime adaptation coming shortly, and of course following that is the big fight between Baki and Yujiro with Yuichiro's reveal. Maybe Itagaki will plan to reveal Yuichiro in the manga around the same time that actually comes out in the anime. That would be pretty cool. I think everyone watching can agree to that. Like, subscribing to this channel, it's greatly appreciated. Also leave a like, it helps the video out. Let's continue. Something that's a little bit of a meme in the fandom is the introduction of aliens for Yujiro to fight in the series. We did have it kinda mentioned in the manga already. Was this potentially foreshadowing? If it was, that's pretty wild. I think it could be time to fully embrace the insanity of Baki. All this could potentially happen this year in the Baki manga. We'll have to wait and see. But speaking about insanity, this is more so provided in the spin-off manga storylines. For example, we have the continuation of the Retsu Kaio Isekai manga, with this being said after Retsu's death from Musashi. We recently got him fighting an ogre in this world, which is pretty wild stuff. I highly recommend reading that. We have 30 chapters for this manga currently translated, and it's still continuing, so Retsu greatness will live on for a long time now. We have a new manga that started around a week ago that I mentioned in my previous video about Shiba, who was a certified absolute mad lad, but is undershown in the main manga, so him getting his own spin-off is definitely deserved and I'm excited to see that. His fight against Bucky during Bucky's prep for Yujo was one of the coolest and unique moments in the whole series. Just seeing more of him and learning more about him is going to be cool. One chapter is only released so far, but that is still ongoing, so excitement. Uranchi is still amazing as the Bucky side manga with the best story in my opinion, that has been adding so much more lore to the original Bucky world for certain characters. For example, we got the reveal of her father, who was an absolute beast before he died, with him being killed by Unagi's poison of course. Katsumi's brother turning out to be an amazing character. If you don't know, he's the protagonist of this manga, and an absolute powerhouse as well. A callback to moments mentioned once in the series, such as how Goki lost his eye by the hand of Unagi many years ago. Aliens even being mentioned again, now in a side manga. Watch the Hanma family be confirmed as aliens in the future. Just come back to this video when it finally happens. And we even got a glimpse of Bucky himself in the most recent chapter. Of course, this won't be shown anymore in my opinion. We may very well see Yudra at some point, as he should be a rising prominent figure at this point in the story. This manga as a whole has a lot of potential, and if you haven't got on it yet, the main fights haven't happened and they should be happening pretty soon. The art is amazing, 11 chapters have been translated, I highly recommend it. And then of course the manga no one really expected to see, the Gaia and Sikorsky like slice of life comedy Bucky manga. I don't think anyone would ever predict of us seeing this. If I'm being honest, I don't really like it too much. I'm not really a slice of life reader myself, but it is interesting to see Gaia and Sikorsky more. But yeah, if this is for you, I guess that's cool. I don't really like it, but it does exist. So yeah, what are you most excited for the Bucky manga? Make sure you let people know that the manga is still ongoing. It hasn't stopped whatsoever. I still see people comment on videos or on Twitter and other places saying that they thought the manga finished. No, it didn't. Bucky Dow 2018 is the current ongoing manga, so make sure to let people know. And considering the, I guess, reoccurring drop of side story mangas, we could be getting more. I think Piku or Yuichiro definitely deserve one. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully we get a release date for the next Bucky anime season shortly. Kengan Ashura, which is also on Netflix, is confirmed to be releasing in September, so most likely sometime after that. Based on them being the two main anime fighting series on Netflix, I don't think they'll be released around the same time. However, we do also have the next part of season 2 for the Record of Ragnarok anime coming out this year as well, so if we get all three, that will just be perfect. But that's everything for today's video guys, I hope you enjoyed. Check out all the other stuff in the description if you haven't already. Shout out to these mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. And that's it guys. Peace.